We're back. Okay, so look familiar. So this is our compressor change. So we've recovered the charge. So it wasn't too much, 404. It was actually a little less than 2 pounds. So we have cut here the liquid line coming back, because that's going to be the only place, right? So I've got to torch that, I've got to torch that, and I've got to torch this. So what we do is we sever this, we unsweat this and pull it out, and then we unsweat, you can take your pick, I'll probably unsweat it here and pull it out. And that way, this whole condensing unit will slide to the right, and then I can pull it out and take it in the back corner of the building, change the compressor. I haven't discussed pressures, so I like to operate with about 10 psi of oxygen and then 4 psi of nitrogen, or of acetylene. When I crack the acetylene, you'll see we're at 5, so I'm going to back it out a little bit. Oh, hang on. Gauge is funny. There we go. Okay, so with those disconnected, this was flared, so it just came right off. With those disconnected, the unit slid to the right. Now it has to be lifted out. I hate these engineers. Look how much space they give you. This is better than the last one. This one I think I'll actually be able to lift out. But we'll get this out in the open space where we can change the compressor. All right, so we got her out, torched that out. We torched this out. This is gonna go right here. That's gonna connect to there. But before I do anything, remember these are filled with oil, so that's still got oil in it, even though I recovered the refrigerant. So we crimp these shut, and then we put torch. I just do them like that. You can put caps on them, but I haven't found the need to. Just use these these pliers, and do it like that. And then put a dollop on there. And then this is ready to go back for warranty. I did navigate with Norlake yesterday. Then this is a separate system, right? So 3 days ago, I did one of these compressors. It was under warranty. Norlake is not accepting new warranty providers, so they won't help me with the compressor. But the local company here, who is the Norlake compressor, I've crossed paths with many times. Owner's a great guy. Talked to him yesterday. He's going to process the paperwork for me. Throw a couple bucks on it, obviously, right? I mean, he's running a business too, but he's going to process the paperwork and then get me new compressors, and then I'll be made whole. You know, it's going to cost me his administration, but I don't have any other options. I can either eat it completely, or I can pay his administration, which is still way less than the compressor costs, and then I'll have replacement compressors taken care of. So we're dry fitting this, setting it here, and this is always the problem with these, is that this is not angled up, and you got to be careful because you can't just grab it and jank. Otherwise, you're going to pinch it off. So you just got to do real slow movement. I actually have found I like to stick my square in there because it goes all the way in, and then real gently remove the whole pipe. If you grab it and try and pinch, you may. So we're also going to clean this coil before we put the compressor in, just because no better time. It's not terrible. I think I'm just going to use one of the aerosol condenser cleaners on it, just to keep it minimum mess. Okay, so dry fit, clean the condenser coil. Dry fit, we don't hit the fan. This is going to cut about like that. We've used the deburring tool in there already, because that's where I cut. I'll have to do the other side, put my coupler on. Don't forget the extra coupler is jewelry. It's going to be the new calling card. Okay, you don't want to bolt this down, because look, torching in there is going to be a real pain. So I'm going to move this out as best that I can, right? And this copper is attached in there, so it can only go so far, but it's pretty pliable. So at least if I can pull it out there, I'll have good access around to make sure she's torched well under there. So let's go. Okay, there's her. all the way around. Not going to be any leaks in those for sure. So, all right, now we're ready to put this guy back in place. All right, so I'm ready to go put this back in place, but before we start, remember how tight a space that is in there. So I keep these little whips made so that I can put pigtails on now, close up the unit. Hang on, oh, sorry, seasick. So there you go. So now I've got a whip on and I can run those wires out the groove. Over the top. All right, let's make sure the wires are in there. They are. And click. Now, I don't have to fight with the wiring. I can just use my inline Wagos with what's already there. Not the prettiest today. Let's get a look inside here. That's just a weird shadow. I'm gonna get the mirror, but I was trying to let you look. All right, so torched in there, torched in there, torched in there. I'm gonna go ahead and start straightening this up, but I'm gonna get the nitrogen in here. I'm gonna get the nitrogen in here now, put some pressure on it, leak test everything with the Big Blue, and then get the vacuum running. And while I have the vacuum running, I'll go ahead and tighten up. I'm pretty sure this inside fan needs to be replaced, but get the wiring set up. But again, first and foremost, leak check, put the Schraders back in, nitrogen, pressure. Man, I just about had a heart attack. Pump didn't come on. I moved to that outlet, my pump didn't come on. Oh. There's no power though. They left this thing plugged in, tripped a breaker. I hope. 15 top-in cabinet freezer. I heard her come on. Oh, thank God. All right. Let's open her up here. It's nice and tight. All right, so while this is running, I'm going to wire all the electric, but I'm going to leave this out of it for the moment because I actually want to plug this in and turn it on and verify that that fan inside still isn't spinning, because while it's empty, I'll change that. All right, I capped the power coming to the condensing unit. So the whole condensing unit's not wired, but I plugged it in because when I was here yesterday, this fan wasn't spinning. I keep them in the truck because they're quite often not spinning. So while this is quasi-empty, I will change it. That's just a vibration. Yeah. Tighten that up. But, all right, one fan coming up. You gotta watch because these fans come in 230, 208, and 115. So obviously this is just 115 volt. Take a look. We spin this fan. Right? Just give it a push. She spins. Spin this fan. Don't even spin. Locked up. All right, now they're both spinning. This bottle is real close to empty. It weighed 10 pounds when I put it on, so. Normally I think the bottles are between 6 and 7 when they're empty, so I thought we'd get there. I only need 24 ounces. I generally only like to weigh in 22 and then adjust accordingly because these things run high amp draws at 24. Come on, baby, give me a little bit. Give me another puff. Sorry, I'm throttling it to try and stop at 1.6. Okay, hang on. Let's fire this up. compressor running. Let the compressor draw the last little bit out for me. Just stop there. Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Look, it's not about racing or whatever. I did this in 2 hours and 15 minutes the other day. And given that I did that 3 days ago, I thought to see if I could do this in 2 hours. Not by being hasty or like, hurry up, just by being efficient. I didn't waste any trips. If I had to run out to the van for something, I took my torches out. I took my nitrogen out. I've been very efficient back and forth with the tools. I had to get the vacuum pump on it quick so that it could draw for 45 minutes to get us to our microns. Yeah, buddy. Nice hot discharge line. Coming back clean. Jewelry, baby. Don't disappoint me. Somebody tell me they did this. It's like 40 cents, man. Just put it on there. Do it for me. So, we are going to insulate this up real quick. Nice and cold coming back. So, alright, so I'm going to pack this up. We're going to insulate. We're going to pull an amp draw, make sure we're good, and 2 hours. Alright, so our box is already sub 20 degrees. We're running 240, 30, which is beautiful, because that puts this thing at a 20 below coil, and it's supposed to be between 0 and -10. So we are only pulling right at 5.8 amps. It says 5.5 on this. 5.9. Sorry, 5.9, and it's pulling 5.8. So we're rolling, man. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cover back on, get our gauges off, and bada bing, right? So we get the coil temperature. We're in the low teens already. She's heading to 0. Sorry, I didn't get a good. That's just through the fan. The box itself has to pull down. This one's done.